Hey guys, Jules here for WhatCulture.com. Yes, I'm back on the comics channel. It's been a long time. I'm sorry, I haven't forgotten about you, but you will be seeing a lot more of me thanks to a handy dandy schedule that will be coming out very soon for this and all the other What Culture channels, which means you can see me at X points, X times, X weeks. Wait, I didn't need the X weeks. X-Men. No, we're not talking about them. We're talking about Venom today. Not that with which I spit these lists to you, but that nasty little symbiote that's been causing trouble as a bane and a boon sometimes for the Marvel Universe. Now, the upcoming Venom film focuses on Eddie Brock and his tangling with the alien vein train, but you'd be wrong for thinking that he's the only one who's embraced the dark. Peter Parker famously donned the black suit, but the question remains, who else has gotten down with the sickness? Well, let's find out. With this in mind, I'm Jules for WhatCulture.com, and these are 8 Marvel characters who also became Venom. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to stay notified. Ding, ding, dong. Number 8. Anne Weying. Set to be played by Michelle Williams in the upcoming Venom feature, Anne Weying, or She-Venom as she was dubbed to begin with, donned the symbiote in 1995 when it bonded with her to save her from succumbing to a fatal gunshot. Now, Weying is actually Brock's ex-wife and worked together with Spider-Man to trap him during the character's initial vendetta with the Wallcrawler. After that, however, and when she bonded with the symbiote, well, things got nasty and violent pretty quickly, with her killing a number of her attackers before escaping police custody. The character would soon leave behind the symbiote, but her time with it bore lasting scars. Weying, in a particularly cruel issue of Spider-Man, even ends up killing herself after spotting the web-slinger back in his black costume, proving that even though hosts move on, the symbiote can leave behind a horrifying legacy. Number 7. Matt Gargan. Now, Matt Gargan is what you might call the forgotten Venom, because basically he was sandwiched in between 2 bigger Venom story arcs, and it's not like the symbiote had any love for him either. In many times it mocked him, calling him stupid, and even caused him pain while wearing his suit. Not exactly fun, right? The Crook has since returned to his original Scorpion identity, while others have stepped in to don the suit themselves. But like I said, his run was very forgettable just because it was sandwiched between 2 much more superior iterations of Venom, and as such feels little more than transitionary. Number 6. Flash Thompson. Now, Flash Thompson might have started out life as one of Peter Parker's biggest bullies, but by the end of his run turns out to be one of Spider-Man's closest allies. Though Flash never took a liking to Parker, he absolutely idolized Spider-Man. This hero worship got so big that Thompson even cites Spidey as the reason that he went to enlist in the US Army, which does eventually lead to him taking part in the Iraq War and losing both his legs in the process. This led him to slip into a depression and then further into alcoholism. But he's given a new lease on life when he's enlisted in the Black Ops program and given his own symbiotic suit, giving him access to his legs and a lot of other cool abilities as well. He used his powers for good in battles that took Flash off planet Earth and become a space knight with the Guardians of the Galaxy. In short, this was an arc that people won't be forgetting soon. Number 5. Deadpool. Nowadays, Deadpool storylines, much like photos of your mum's gash, are in the hands of children young and old the world over. There's my 1 per list, and it all just boils down to this weird bubbling pot of insanity and in-jokes. However, did you know that amongst all these fourth wall breaks that the Merc with the mouth was also a symbiote suitor as well? And that he drove the alien creature insane with his constant drawlings. During Deadpool's Secret Wars, it was revealed that the character had actually latched onto the black suit just before Spider-Man did. It's heavily implied in the one-shot that Wade was responsible for the symbiote's troubles later down the line, and in Deadpool Back in Black, it comes back for more. The pair embark on a number of adventures together before normal programming resumes, and the symbiote finds Eddie Brock. But still, Deadpool has worn the symbiote, and Marvel continuity is all the better for it. Number 4. Patricia Robertson. Now, Patricia Robertson is actually the second to take on the mantle of She-Venom, but trust me, she is the first in my mind when I think of, oh my Christ, what the hell is that? Introduced in Venom #1 in 2003, Pat Robertson is a US Army lieutenant stationed in the Arctic. In this particular issue's plot, which itself seems to take inspiration from John Carpenter's The Thing, Robertson travels to a nearby laboratory only to find that the entire crew have been killed. It eventually transpires that they've been working on a clone of the symbiote which had gotten loose and massacred them all. Lovely stuff. After being consumed by the symbiote, Robertson tried to attack Eddie Brock in New York, but things, well, they didn't go so well. There's no sign of Robertson since this attack, but still, after looking at her, this isn't somebody I want to see anytime soon. Number 3, Angelo Fortunato. Angelo Fortunato was, much like Robertson, only a brief wearer of the symbiote, but one who managed to make a lasting impact during that time. It's a tale of sadness, with his father looking at him and saying, "You're not amounting to very much. I ain't proud of you, so I'm going to go on the Marvel version of eBay and buy you an alien symbiote suit for you to wear. Alright? Sound good?" Side note, Ewan, I am very proud of you and I would in no way think of doing the same thing. Add to basket. Angelo wastes no time at all bonding with the creature, which immediately imparts to him all the memories of previous wearers, including both Peter Parker and Eddie Brock. This leads Angelo to the school that Peter was currently teaching at, where he then proceeds to murder a Spidey impersonator in a tragic case of mistaken identity. Unsurprisingly, Peter Parker doesn't take too kindly to this and beats the ever-loving tar out of this version of Venom, which causes Angelo to retreat, and in a mean moment, the symbiote decides to say, "Nah, you're a coward, so I'm going to abandon you and leave you fall into your death." Oh, nice! Number 2, Lee Price. Lee Price, for lack of better words, is an absolute f***ing prick who actually ended up being even too mean for Venom. Having bonded with the suit in the wake of the gang deal gone south, Price bends it to his own will, killing all who uncover his secret, even as the symbiote itself protests his decisions. Using his strong will, Price denied the symbiote the ability to take control of him and began infecting other supervillains with pieces of the alien host in order to build an army. Eventually, though, he was tracked down and bested by both Peter Parker and Eddie Brock, who tricked the symbiote off Lee's body, but that didn't stop Price from returning later down the line to terrorize them both again. And number 1, Drax, Rocket, and Groot. So you remember how I said that Flash Thompson went off-world and became a Guardian of the Galaxy? Well, as you might imagine, with the Guardians here and the Venom symbiote here, these two are probably going to intersect at some point. And the results were quite horrifying. Groot is the first to accidentally succumb to the goop, turning into a tree-venom hybrid, unable to utter anything other than "I am Venom." Then Rocket follows, and after that comes Drax. All react in drastically different ways to the symbiote, and each look even more menacing than the last. But the really interesting thing about this storyline, which takes place on the symbiote homeworld, is the fact that we learn that they're kind of misunderstood. And the fact is that they were actually just benevolent creatures, just minding their own business, and they were only corrupted by outsiding empires coming in and trying to take their land. It goes so far to explain why Venom and the other symbiotes react differently and in many cases don't necessarily want power, but simply just to be left alone. And there we go, those were 8 other Marvel characters who also became Venom. Let me know what you thought about them down in the comments section below, but before you go, maybe you'd like to check out something I've done over on the gaming channel or something I've done over on That Film Theory, a nice little new channel that I'm trying to promote. You're welcome. As always, I've been Jules, you've been awesome, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!